Welcome to the Vintage Home Gym Archive. Today's entry is one that I am really excited for because I've been following this guy for quite a while on Instagram. He goes by the name JokaBug, the lazy old fucker on Instagram. That's a long name with a lot of underscores. I'll put it up and I'll put a link in the description, and you're going to want to follow him on Instagram after you watch this video and you see this incredible, this one-of-a-kind home gym. And I truly mean that. I'm not just hyping up John's gym. I really think it is one of a kind. There is no gym like this in the entire world, home gym at least. In his backyard in Maui, he has arm wrestling, grip strength, lifting, deep dish plates, anvils, boulders. You're going to see such an incredible home gym on this tour. But it's not just his home gym that I find fascinating, and to be honest, it's kind of secondary to just him. I love JokaBug, the lazy old fucker, because similar to what I said recently on a podcast, on a home gym history podcast episode with Zach Evanesh about the Ultimate Warrior being passionate, and Zach talked about how the Ultimate Warrior, the wrestler, Hall of Fame wrestler, was just passionate about being passionate. That's what I think about John. He's just so intensely and joyously into the things that he's into. So whether it's, a piece of fruit that he's growing on his property and monitoring it, or whether it's a piece of fish he's cooking in the kitchen, a new invention of his that he's working on for a grip tool, something he's doing for a friend or someone on Instagram and making something, he is so into it. He's so just thrilled to be doing the things that he's doing and enjoying that it's contagious, that it just comes right through his posts on Instagram. John's just so into what he's doing that next thing you know, I'm into it. And I gotta give John credit that he's a huge part of me really getting enthralled with grip strength the past year, is just his enthusiasm for it. And I gotta be honest, I'm getting curious about arm wrestling now too because of John. So check this out. Whether you're into grip strength or not, or arm wrestling or any of this stuff, you're going to enjoy it because it's a one-of-the-kind home gym with a lot of vintage weights. And my goodness, thank you so much, John, for sharing it with us. And please go to my website and read the question and answer with John, because as expected, he doesn't disappoint. This is JokaBug, the lazy old fucker.
As John starts to walk around, you'll notice the anvils and those spring coil looking things. That's for arm wrestling. He's developed those. Now check out those stones. We'll see more of those in just a second. But this axle, I see an Iron Mind tag on it. Shows you some of his grip work of a classic style. And then we get over here to these stones. He drills through them, and then, oh my gosh, Frankenbell. Pause on the stones and just look at that humongous dumbbell. That's called the Frankenbell. No one's lifted it with one hand, at least, John has told me. But then, over in this direction, we've got some of his plates. But these are all outside, because for a lot of grip implements, rust is actually a help, not a hindrance. You can see a nice rack of globes and dumbbells of different sorts. And then look at all these rocks he's got. So a buddy of his supplies these, if you will, and then you can see the post sticking out that he puts a carabiner through. He drills straight through and then peens, I think that's the term, the bottom of it to keep it on there. Hey doggy. And as John makes his way over, you'll see he's got a whole series of the stones that he's made for lifting. It's like the best Denny stone training in the world. A whole progressive overload. John makes his own Denny stone rings which I also think is cool. Check out the blobs here. Oh my gosh. John has a lot of blobs. There's a red pill. Got some anvils over there, I assume for use and for grip training, and then tons of blobs. Inside, this is a cool setup. So John is known for making his own grip tools. He uses others, but he makes his own. And here are some of his grip tools. I'll show you some that I have by him at the end of the video. But I like how he hangs them here. He's got this kind of wire going across the ceiling. And then in his office, I mean, look at this office. Stacks of rare deep dish plates and all kinds of cool stuff that he's working on.
Wasn't that amazing? That was John's gym, and it's indoors, it's outdoors, it's in his office, it's everywhere because life is his gym. And you'll see him walk through the supermarket and do grip strength exercises. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't show you some of his tools that he's made and that I'm fortunate enough to have. So, for example, this is the A-frame, and you can pick it up. You attach a loading pin on the bottom with a whole hand or pinch it. Another one is the all thumbs. The all thumbs is a nice one because, as the name implies, all thumbs. And then my favorite that I have from him is the Cipollini. The Cipollini is named after an onion, and you can see I've been using it the most. It's got some chalk and seasoning pretty well here. I love the shape of this. It's a nice, comfortable shape at first, but then when you start really getting up there in the weight, it gets more difficult. So just an example of some of his craftsmanship and his unique grip tools. Thanks so much, John. Everybody go out and follow him. There's a link in the description. And of course, if you want to see more vintage home gym archive entries, then subscribe, like, share, comment, do all that stuff. This is VintageWeightsPGH. Old weights, new gains.